welcome back to my new Icarus tutorial series. As you can see, I am loading in. While I'm thinking about it, I forgot to mention earlier that just like Diablo and other popular games, if you hold control while you're clicking on an item in one window, it will move to another. So for example, if you have an item in your inventory that you're trying to move to a container, or if you have items on prey that you just... Oh yeah, okay. I forgot I had built a building. I saw the forest area outside. I was like, did I load into the wrong prospect? But no, I remember now. Okay, so let's say you just killed an animal and you want to quickly and easily get the items from the animal into your inventory. You just hold control and left click, and just like it just did with my belt, it will move that item to the other window. It is a nice, quick, and handy feature. It's this. Not close enough to actually see what it is, and he's down below, so it doesn't matter. He's not close to me. You might see little lines occasionally on the map. They've got some weird twitchy glitches going on. There's a line right... No, that might just be light. But I saw a line over here. Yep, there was one right here. They've got interesting weird things going on. It may or may not be map grid. I'm betting it probably is. Obviously not this map, but if you've ever made a game or seen how it's made, the terrain will be mapped out in squares. And they'll go grids across the area, mapping it out like a checkerboard. That's what that looks like to me, so I'm betting that's what it is. I'm betting that somehow there was a glitch, and you can see the lines of the sections. Let's see, what do I want to do? I need to gather more resources, obviously. I have a little bit of tech created. I want to get... What does this take? Fiber, oxide, and charcoal. Okay, I have all those resources. And it takes both for both the healing and the cooling bandage are the same. Oh, okay, sweet. That makes it easier. What do I want to build? I've used up everything on tier 1 that I think I need at the moment. Although I will be making poison and antiparasitic paste. Now I've got enough to make the anti-poison. I need antibiotics, so I need to grab yeast and silica for that. So I guess I'll go do that while I'm doing everything else, but I'm going to look around for other things. Flint arrow. I didn't remember unlocking that. Iron ore, huh? Interesting. 63 to 70 damage, 15 critical, and 30 projectile. Huh. So they're more likely to break, but it is a little bit better. But these resources are a whole lot more plentiful than iron ore. And iron ore is used for a lot of other things. Although later, I guess, iron ore is more abundant. But at that point, I can usually easily go to something else. Although I haven't been doing more advanced arrows because I simply haven't needed to. Don't even have memorized what the next one up is. But there isn't much use for aluminum so far up through tier 3. There's a little bit, but not a lot. So I guess I could do aluminum arrows. I haven't looked at what it takes to make carbon much. I know it makes carbon paste. That's using aluminum too. Organic resin. I don't believe that was that difficult to make. It's on one of the benches. I think probably the machining bench. No. It was in the mortar and pestle. That's where you make resin. But it's automatic, so it's not something I have to unlock here, so it doesn't show here, so I don't know offhand hand what that takes. But I'm not going to worry about that right now. Now I do need to consider what this takes, but this is all basic stuff. Fiber, sticks, rope. So that's pretty easy. You make a rope on the basic crafting bench that I've got. So that's not going to be an issue. And by the way, don't forget, you can look at the tech tree here, as I'm showing it on this video. And the next one, you can see what's important to unlock and what isn't. Although there are some things that on my other character, and I don't know that I necessarily pick flint arrows anymore. I use the bone arrows just fine for most things. The main thing is upgrading your bows. Don't need spears. Spear was a bad purchase. I don't need spears. Bone knives can come in handy occasionally, especially if you're caught somewhere without a bunch of minerals. Other than that, I wouldn't really worry about it. I definitely wouldn't worry about spears. Spears are not worth it. You can stab so fast with a knife that the spear just isn't worthwhile. But I would go very much on usage needs as to what unlocks you choose. That's what I do. I get things based on either necessity or usefulness to what I'm focusing on. In later tiers, aluminum can be useful to build with, especially for traveling buildings. You can use them as a makeshift cabin on the go, and it can be quite helpful. But that's not something I do that often. Buildings on the go. And I don't, and the most typical use I have had for that is in the icy regions with polar bears, but in that, stone seems to be more useful. I think there might have been problems with aluminum usage for that, but it's been so long since I did that mission where I looked at that, when I looked at that with my friends that I was playing with at the time, that I don't really recall off the top of my head. So I can't say for sure. You'll have to look at that, but that's probably going to be a long way for you. If you're watching this tutorial, you're probably a beginner. And so you're a ways away from that. But just figured I'd give you a quick overview and look at it, and then I can refer back to it later in my other videos as we move forward. You want quick and easy reference for things. And also, for experience, you have to be close enough to hit it. For experience, the best things to do are hunt and mine for quick and easy, readily available all the time. And I don't mean mine as in a cave. That can be dangerous, especially until you get a good powerful bow. So mining stone can be a good option for you to quickly level. That is something that I use periodically, and my friends use a lot more than I do, because I like to mine and do other things that are also useful in that arena. I have everything I need unlocked to build with this character. It's not something I've focused on that much, but I now have two characters, so I can play independently in two different prospects if I want to, in two different groups of people, or for two different purposes. Here's Silica. I can use one character, I can build up one character doing lower level stuff and leveling primarily, and leveling newbies, and then I've got a more advanced character I can use for harder missions. And my fiance just joined the game, so what I'm planning to do in this vein is use my lower level character, letting my stamina go back up a little bit. Use my lower level character to build up my fiance and my buddy that just joined in one prospect, and then my buddy who just joined Fox, that I've been referring to, He just started his second character recently too, while I was not playing last night. And so he now has two characters. So he can do the same thing where he's building his lower level character with my fiance and I on one lower level mission. And then he can use his higher level character with me on higher level missions because he's more experienced in this. My fiance is new to role-playing games, period. So first and third person, she is not used to yet. She hasn't learned how to do much in the way of fighting and taking care of yourself. And so she wouldn't do well on an advanced mission. But for a basic mission, she can do okay. So he'd be the one that I'd probably be doing more advanced hunting and monster missions. Like one of the ones I looked at in my last tutorial was a mission that involved dealing with a wild animal threat. And I've done that before. That is not easy, and it's best if you have some advanced technology to kill the beast faster. Although they may have balanced it out. He was a bit of a super animal, in my experience. But they may have changed that. They may have made it a bit more reasonable. It was pretty crazy, and it took a lot of build-up in order to accomplish when I first did it. So I don't know how it goes now. But it's definitely a good option. And it looks like I should probably build another small wooden crate till I have the ability to make higher level benches so I can make a bigger storage unit. So I need some wood. Was there a stump around here, or did I use that up? I remember using up some of the stumps, but I don't think I used up all of them. But I don't see it, so I will just go to town here. And yeast looks sort of like a flower, except it's all brown. It's all sort of a tannish light brown color. This way I don't have to keep stopping and taking off branches. While I'm chopping, I can just go at it real quick and easy. Sticks can be a little bit hard to find and annoying if you gather them on the ground. So taking them off like this, off the tree, is quite helpful. Now keep in mind, like I said, this is a special axe that I fabricated back on the space station. So the basic level axes, oh, see, there's the separation line I was talking about before from the grid. It's just like the clipping on trees like that. There is a clipping problem on the map that doesn't always show, but sometimes it does. See, there it just disappeared. And now it's back again. So it's all about angles. But that's what I was referring to. There is a grid, there is a split in the map that is showing up, and that pretty well confirms my theory that that's what that was. These are spaces in between the different squares of the map. The grid. The invisible grid of the map. Typically invisible. So that's what that is. It is not normal in the game. I doubt it'll be around long, because that would definitely break the immersion a bit. And the devs would not be happy about that, considering this is no longer a beta game. That makes it look pretty beta. So I'm sure that'll get fixed pretty quickly. Alright. Let's see. Oh yes, I wanted to build another chest. Now, I've got quite a bit of wood in my inventory, and you might be wondering what you do with all that. You don't stick it in here in the slots. what you do is you make wood piles right there, and you place them outside. I'll show you. They are somewhat susceptible to the weather, but not badly. Keep forgetting that it shows up in my inventory slot. So you can make wood piles like 4 or 5 stacks high pretty easily, and then just grab them whenever you're ready to use them. And if you're wondering about the... oh, there was some nice clipping. If you're wondering about a better way to get in the house so you don't have to jump your way in all the time, I just have to make a ramp. I just didn't do it yet. And I recommend when you go around gathering, like for instance in caves, that you keep one around because they are extremely handy. Even a necessity sometimes. Oh, good thing I checked it. I had a feeling. Don't need to waste all that wood. Don't have charcoal yet, so... not charcoal. Coal ore. Yet. So it's not the best idea to waste that. And, wow. Majorly out of bauxite. Obviously I didn't refill since I filled my oxygen container. Oxide you can usually find close to the mountainside. See? Pretty easy. And as I said in my last video, when I made the thing and was filling it up, the oxygen container is... this little sucker holds a lot. This oxygen tank holds a ton of oxygen. That's probably my buddy getting back online. Yes, he is. He's getting back on Vanguard. But I'm going to be eating soon and doing exactly what he was doing. He was eating dinner and watching Moon Knight with his family. It's Wednesday while I'm recording this, so Moon Knight just came out. We'll probably be quitting here soon and eating dinner with my fiance and watching Moon Knight with her as well. So I'm not going to jump back on with him only to have to jump off again soon. He did that to me. I don't want to do that to him or myself. And I'd rather just be chill right now anyways. I'm kind of tired. I'll let him know. It's about to be my turn, period. My dinner is going to be done soon, and I will be watching Moon Knight with my fiance. Comma. So I'll message you when I jump on afterwards. Assuming, of course, he's still going to be on. He might not. But that's not my problem. He didn't inform me earlier that he was going to be getting off soon to eat dinner. Let's see. Yeah, I thought I had more of that. Put the stone in there for now. The oxide in here, of course. Extra right there. And now I have the rest for other work. Don't think I need silica for any of that at the moment. What was I looking at using silica for? Oh yes, crafting medicines. So that is going to require something else. Herbalism Bench, mortar and pestle. But I should have that listed on the bench. I must be missing it. Oh yeah, there it is. Alright, and so stone. Put the stone in here, I don't need to. I should probably put the extra leather and stuff in here as well. So I can use it for crafting. I don't know that... yeah, there is bone required for that. I don't know if anything else needs bone off the top of my head. Not looking like it. But it's also a good storage space, so I'm going to leave it there. So don't know that... Oh, sticks are needed for that, so I guess I will stick some sticks in here. Sticks also aren't needed for much beyond arrows, but they are needed for some things. Let's see. I still don't think silica is a use for anything else. Being used for anything else in here. So I will put the silica up here for now. As well as the extra sulfur. Alright, so I need stone. I don't know if I need fiber for anything. Oh, I should probably keep that sulfur together. One. And keeping all the minerals in one would be a smart thing to do. Anyways, so I'm going to reorganize that. Okay. Have not made a textiles bench yet, but I don't need that right now. So, first thing I could have sworn I hit the button. Alright. Oh. Bench. I don't actually need. That is advanced technologies. I thought I did for that. Okay. Ah, that's something I need silica for. It's the one thing on here I guess I need it for. And while I'm at this point, yes, I will take the opportunity to put some fiber on here and make. By the way, yes, you can use the arrows if you're making just a few things, or you can just type the number in. It will queue it up as long as you have enough materials. If you don't, it won't. If you try to click queue and it doesn't work, it's because you don't have enough materials. It'll usually show up red here, but if you're already building something, it won't necessarily. So you have to pay attention to that. Alright. So the Herbalism Bench is important, especially for making. Interesting. Huh. Apparently it doesn't think it has enough room there. Alright. Silica isn't used for any of those, so I won't put that there. But I will put some of the sulfur that I gathered here, because, well, actually I wanted to grab that. Ahead of myself a bit. My process is here. So the poison paste will be used to make this tonic. That way if I get poisoned by the worms in caves, I can heal myself. You always want antibiotic on you as well. Antiparasitic is good too, but parasites aren't as much of a problem as needing antibiotics. Alright, so I need fiber and I need charcoal for that. So I will pull the charcoal off of fire and split that. Oh, rotten meat. Alright, I think some of this stuff requires. Yes. Gunpowder requires charcoal, but that's not going to happen anytime soon. I usually like to have 2 of each around, just in case. And it takes a while, so I'm just going to let that queue up, and I'll figure out what the other stuff I need. Didn't find any yeast yet. Organic resin I have to make. That requires oxide and wood, which is obviously pretty easy. So I'll put the silica back. Running a little low. Pickaxe quality. Let's see. In order to make iron ingots, I need the stone furnace. Need some stone in order to make the stone furnace. I'm right by the water, so I don't need the rain reservoir at the moment. Fireplace would be helpful, kind of, but I don't need that quite yet. This stuff's too high a tier, so I'm pretty good right now. Comes to what I need, what I've got. Alright, so there's that. Doing a once over for everything, make sure I don't need anything specific before I run out. Start grabbing more stuff. So, the main thing I need right now is yeast. And I could run into a cave. Grab some metal. Get the stone furnace going. Start making the ore I need to make iron ingots and iron pickaxe, so I can really start going to town on things. Let's see. Actually, now that I think about it, I don't have to make the iron pickaxe. I can go straight for steel. Steel's a bit easier. As I recall, that should be sulfur and coal ore. No, it's iron ore. Iron ingots and coal ore. By the way, I don't have to build a... I don't have to make iron pickaxe. I can just move straight to steel. Epoxy you make with powdered bone. So there's not really a point to making an iron pickaxe, but you have to open that up in order to get a steel one, so... It is what it is. But I will go get some stone real quick. Oh. Hello. See, this is why I was clearing the area. And as you may have noticed, I don't have to cross over the tree in order to hit the other branches. I just have to put my mouse dot in the middle of the screen over it, and I can whack it. Whackety whack. Don't talk back. Wood cutting is another optional way to get a decent amount of experience. I don't know how well it compares to mining, but it does pretty good. But most everything you do in here gives you experience. So it's always good. Not that hard to level up in this game. Obviously it takes longer the higher you get, but Not a big deal. I like to start at the larger end. That way it just gets easier and easier. The way I was doing it on the last tree, it gets harder and harder. There it is. It gets harder and harder when you're going toward the bigger end. I like for things to get easier as you go along. Seems much more natural and intuitive. So that's the way I do this. Let's see. Trying to see how long my stream has been going, but I don't see that stat here. Just looking at frames per second and whatnot. Oh, there we go. 31 minutes. There it is, right at the bottom of the OBS. Oh. Sometimes you have to hit the end, sometimes you don't. Alright, my axe is almost destroyed. So I need to make a new one fairly quickly. I'm probably going to have to make that out of bone, unfortunately. Means stone. See, I don't have any other option at the moment. So I might as well make that and stick it in my inventory. I'll make another one of these just in case. I might run out of that too, and since I keep it in this order in my belt, I'll keep it in that order here just to keep it easy and not confusing. Alright. I think that's about it for now. It is almost time to sleep. Once I do, I will be able to finish up. But I really should grab an antibacterial paste first before I go to the caves, because if I get a bacterial infection, which getting pneumonia is pretty easy when you're in the caves because of all the moisture, that could be a serious problem. Swap that out, because the lower this dark goes, the more ready it is to rot. Meat goes bad, that's where the green little pieces come from. Spoiled meat. So, basically, the darker this is and the lower the dark section is coming from the top, the closer it is to spoiling. So if it's getting really close and I'm not quite close enough to where it will be to be able to pull from to eat, then sometimes I will just consume it anyways. It'll still give me a benefit. Each effect has a timer, and even if I don't need all of the food supply to fill up my consumption box, I can still get the status effect boost. So it's better to eat than let it go to waste. That's a general rule. So since I'm thinking about it right now, I'm just going to do that. Make it quick and easy. Alright, so I'm going to go try to find some yeast. Don't know how readily available it is out here. Oh, look. Another tree. But I don't care right now, and I don't much need the resources. More concerned with getting on with the mission. I'd like to be able to get this part of what I'm doing. I like to complete tasks before I get off. That way it's easier to keep track of. Here's wheat. I can grind that up and make that into bread, which I can then put on the fire and feed myself. So I think I am going to do that since I'm not seeing corn readily available. Actually, my scythe is at home, but I can't remember if the scythe actually boosts what you get out of that, or if it only is a fiber creation tool. It's been a little while, I don't recall. But at least I get a bunch of berries. Alright, I'm going to start running around. It's pretty easy to find. I usually like to just tour area a bit and get a feel for what's growing and what's not. Track of where I am on the map so I know what areas I've searched. Going down the sides is also a good idea. Usually I find the wheat like this. I mean, not wheat, yeast. I got wheat on the brain now. Usually I find the yeast like this around the edges. For some strange reason, I don't know why, seems to grow in somewhat drier areas and around the edges of areas. I collected 4 plants that came out to 17 yeast, so obviously it's not a 1-to-1 ratio. The icons that you see, the graphics that you see represent more product than just a single item. And this empty grass area is less likely to have yeast than a heavy plant area. So I'll often watch for other plants. Area, watermelons are another thing I watch out for. That's watermelon. The only problem is that any raw food you eat, well, not any, most raw foods that you could eat are dangerous. You can get a sickness, infection out of them. Berries seem to be the exception. Berries never make you sick. But apparently watermelons very easily can for some strange reason in this game. Don't ask me why, I have no idea. Some of these other plants are useful, but not until later in the game. You're not even close to technologically advanced if you're a beginner to be able to use that. And if you're not, you probably already know about it. But the cocoa back there, these big things are cocoa. Cacao, as they say in Brazil, where my dad used to live, and where it grows. So I'm not grabbing it at the moment, but that you can use if you have the name for it, so I'm just going to look it up. Thermos. If you have a thermos, you can put that on the fire with, I can't remember if you have to have water in there or not. You probably do. But you put it on the fire with cocoa beans or tea. There's various different options of what you can make hot drink-wise. And they have different benefits to you. But the bottom line is they will give you health benefits that'll make a drink like hot chocolate or tea will help boost you. Coming back around almost full circle here. Oh, I didn't make a marker where my base is this time. I haven't got that memorized too well. This is going to be interesting. Oh yeah, I think it's over here. Alright, so I've pretty well circled this area. Oddly enough, I haven't encountered much in the way of wolves. Goat I just bumped into. But I'm going to head down here a little ways and see if the other areas around have more. Of some of the plant materials that I'm looking for. animals get stuck on things. That's another AI glitch. They haven't worked out yet. But it doesn't really affect gameplay much in a negative light. It actually can help because then you can kill an animal and skin it. It does that. Berries are quite plentiful out here. Yeast, as you can tell, is not. And I'm pretty done with running around trying to find this stuff. I've gone a long distance in game map terms. So I'm going to head back. Although the only downside to that is I haven't found a cave around here. Might need to go look it up. If you contact me on Discord and join my Discord server, I have tips and tricks for different games listed on my channel. And I can show you or give you the links to the different resources, the Steam guides, and the website that I actually prefer to use for maps. Other tips and tricks are in the guides, but the map is on a website, and I don't have that memorized, or I'd tell you right now. Mind sharing that information with you. I'm not one of those people that readily withholds much of anything when it comes to any real valuable information, just in order to blackmail you into going on their sites, social media sites. I don't make people like and subscribe to things. I don't believe in that. I believe that likes and subscriptions should be genuine. Either you like things and want to subscribe, or you don't. I'm not going to extort people for artificial likes. I don't believe in that practice. I consider that quite unethical. And I won't do that. I may, if something takes me a lot of time and effort to do, haha! And that is found in this little corner over here, apparently. If something takes me a lot of time and effort to create, if I'm going out of my way to do something for you, I might charge for it, or I might have you go to a certain place to get it, because it's just easy for me to organize things that way. But I still wouldn't make people like or subscribe to get it. Though if it takes enough work, I might charge a fee for it, like classes. And this could be considered a form of class, but it's what I'm doing anyways, and it's helping out my people, so I don't mind giving it away for free. I've thought about charging for members that I'm not gaming with, but I haven't really cared to do that yet, and I don't know that I ever will. Yes, I kind of deserve to be compensated for my time, and it does take up energy sitting here talking these things out. No caves. Bummer. Because I do need to find a cave, I do need metal. It's the next thing I'm going for, is mining. In order to progress in my technology, I need to go mine a bunch of iron. Coal ore. I am not seeing an area to do that. To me, is disturbing. Not happy about that. Caves are a little more difficult than they used to be to identify. It used to be very easy to identify. Now it's kind of hit or miss. It's not hard, but you definitely have to pay more attention than you used to be able to find caves. All right. Yep, that's in the wolf. I could use some more resources, so. Yep, I thought so. That's why I hesitated long enough to get in trouble. Distracted. Oh, I thought there was another one. I ran out of mouse space and had a little trouble. Was bumping into things. I haven't got one of those giant mouse pads because I don't have a big desk. I have a decent sized desk, but it's being, a lot of that space is being taken up by my 30-something inch monitor. I have two monitors. One that I use for gaming and graphic design space, and then I have another that I use for Discord, file manager, tutorials, things like that. So I actually really need two monitors. Oh, well, hello. Well, I should have plenty of yeast to probably last me half the game. The one thing I'd like to have that I am not seeing anywhere is some tall blue flowers that grow in the reeds around water in some areas. Fortunately, not mine. Oh yeah, I was cutting wood earlier. Might as well take the opportunity while I'm remembering to make a door. I'm gonna make 2 torches because they disintegrate fairly readily. And I want that handy too. Alright, so the keys are different for you guys. Where do I want to make the other door? Not a lot of room here. Maybe I should expand the house a little bit. It's getting a little cramped. Oh. Okay. Fiber. Alright. Now I'm going to need 2 more wall panels for that. Okay. And I didn't destroy them, I just put them back in my inventory. Colliding? Colliding with what? What, the ground? What is this? That's weird. I've never seen that happen before. Huh. Well, let's try this. Oh, the wood. Interesting. Alright, turn that into a windowed wall. So I can see in multiple directions, including what's going to be out there when I go outside. And the floor is a little wonky in here, so I have to crouch in order to see out. That's a little annoying, but not that big a deal. But that was interesting. I have to watch out with those arrows. Sometimes I put things in backwards when I don't mean to. Alright, so let's move this. Doesn't really matter which way the storage crates are facing, so I'm not going to move that. Let's see. Wheat over here. Yeast over here. Let's see, how much should I need? 1 epoxy. Okay, I've definitely got that. That much. 20. Because I use epoxy fairly often once I get to that point. Remember how this works. I haven't made it in a while. Flatbread dough just requires the Herbalism Bench and flour. And water. Interesting. I've never made flatbread dough myself before. When I had it before, it was because of friends. They were making it, so this is new to me. So this is going to be interesting. 5 flour to make 1 bread dough. Interesting. Let's see. And as you can see, I've barely gone down on my water and oxygen usage. These canteens and tanks that we get from the workshop on the station are really good, really efficient, really helpful. All right. Well, hello there. And unfortunately in this game right now, if the wolves see or hear you while you are inside, you are not necessarily safe in the house. The animals will attack your house, even if it's made of stone, and they will do damage, even if it's made of stone. It's kind of ridiculous, but that's what they do. They haven't adjusted that yet. I think it's rather absurdly unrealistic, making it overly hard, but they like to do that. Sometimes. It's not bad, obviously, it's not extreme. I don't mind the way things are going. It's still useful, it's still fun. Just a minor annoyance, minor inconvenience. Such things happen. Okay, so now I have everything I need to go mining. Now I just have to figure out where I need to go. And if you've just got one sticking in the animal, you don't need to worry about taking it out before you skin it. But if you do have more than one, you do need to do that, because oftentimes you will only get 1 arrow back from the animal. It doesn't matter how many you use to kill it. Are you serious? Now that I'm ready to go somewhere, I need to put my wood down. Now the storm decides to hit. think I'll carry the wood on me for now, just in case. Because I could run into issues later on down the road if I don't. And while I'm thinking about it, I'm also going to make sure that I've got a decent amount of arrows before I go. And let's see what time of day it is, because I don't want to leave when it's too close to trouble. Alright. I am live streaming, I'm not recording a video, so I can't pause, so you're just going to have to sit there for a minute, and I'm going to go look up the website that shows me the map so that I can figure out where I need to go. Let's see. Death ray scan. Wow. I only have access to about a third of the map on here. That's interesting. Now, I am up in quadrant 0809. There are no caves around here. Wow. Okay. I have to go all the way down to the lake down south in order to find a cave. There's 2 of them down there, so that's good. There's one on the other side of the mountains. 9. But that's rather annoying. But at least it's the closest one to me is a medium cave. So it'll have a decent amount of stuff there. Let's see. You don't get different radar locations until you do the first one, apparently. So I can't pick one that I want to do first. But the cave is around there somewhere. So this worst part of the storm is almost over. If you look in the top right of the screen, there are clouds moving. That shows you the storm. The color behind that, there's a red area, there's a darker yellowish, bronzish color area, and then on the right side there is a lighter area. Those signify the different extremes of the weather. Red is one of the more extremes. I think there's a darker one that's brown or black when things can get really crazy. Oof. Actually, you know what? A lot of wood, right? Well, you know what? I might as well just use it up. I was thinking about using my other axe, but it really doesn't matter. I've never done so much detailed cutting. I only learned about the branches, I think last night. Yep, there it is. Now you know what it looks like when I use up the durability of one of the items that I bring with me. It's still viable, but I have to go repair it at the space station, so I can't use it anymore on this mission. And in order to keep it safe and not have it taking up a bunch of inventory space, I have to either keep it in a storage unit, or I have to go put it in the pod. And if it's in the pod, then it's in a safe spot and I'll have to worry about forgetting it later. So I typically will do that at the earliest convenience. So when I go up to do the scan, the first scan, once I get a bit more technology under my belt for doing so, will go drop that off at the pod. And I'm not betting that my pick will last too much longer when I go to the cave, so I'll probably end up popping that into the pod as well when I get up there. Alright, it is 1400 hours. Not really the greatest time to go running around. It'll be dark in a little while. If I had known that the food was going to take this long, I probably would have jumped on with Bob. I thought it was going to take less time. It's only ramen. But it's probably going to be done soon. Okay. So, take inventory before you leave, always on a journey. I have plenty of food. I have plenty of water, plenty of oxygen. I have everything I need to complete the mission. Although I might want to grab another antibiotic tonic. Because, depending on how long I'm there, it could be problematic. You know what? I'm going to take 4 just in case. Make a couple more. It's all the epoxy I've got right now anyways. And I'll set up more epoxy to be made while I'm gone. Let's see. Yep, it's on the other side of the lake. Closest way around is to the right. Let's see, did I drop off the wood? No, I didn't drop off the wood. Let's do that before we go. As you can see, 100% durability, so it's not very susceptible to the weather. It might have a problem if it glitched because I didn't select the right amount. I don't have enough to make 2 more. If the lightning struck it, I might have an issue. Other than that, I probably won't have a problem. So it's not a big concern. Yep, I was right. Here comes my ramen. Are you making some food for you, or are you not hungry yet? Okay. Then I'm going to stay on while I'm eating a little bit until she gets done. So I will go complete. Oh, I can put that on the way back. East. I don't want to hunt a bunch on the way and weigh myself down a bunch. I'm trying to keep as much weight free as possible for the ore because I will probably end up full very easily. It usually takes a couple trips even for the smaller caves, and this is a bigger cave, so it might take 3 trips to be able to clear all of it out. And I can't do that anyways because a lot of the ore you typically can't get with a lower level pickaxe. So I will only be able to harvest, mine some of this stuff, not all of it. I will probably be able to get coal ore and iron ore, and I will not be able to get anything past that. No platinum, no titanium. Copper I can get, but aluminum I will not be able to. So I will have to bring back the lower level metals and make a better pickaxe before I can get at the higher level minerals. Streaming is bringing down my frames a little bit, but I'm only filming at 23 frames a second. So it shouldn't be a problem. Let's see. Oh, no, I didn't leave my browser open. I probably should have, just to make sure. Or taken a screenshot. To see where the details of the cave are. Oh, here comes the other wolf. Wow. More than that. That's one thing they haven't fixed yet either. The wolf, like he just did, will raise his head and look like he's about to howl. But you don't get to hear a sound. But sometimes... Got Fox messaging me and asked me if I exited the prospect. If you read what I wrote earlier, comma, you will notice we'll get your answer, period. There was a lot of important information in there, LOL. Second paragraph. All right. He's about to hop on, so I'm actually probably going to leave this prospect. Aha! Here's the blue flowers I was talking about. Reed flowers. Okay. Now. Mine should be around here somewhere. Really close by. Yeah, I can't jump over that. They made mountains more difficult to climb. Some ways. It's probably Fox again. Interesting. Not sure where exactly this cave is supposed to be. But I'm the only one in here right now. It'd be safe for me to just leave at the moment. And I think I'm going to call it from my stream there as well. Because I'm probably going to be jumping in with my buddy and talking with him quite a bit. And him jumping in while I'm in is going to cause a problem. It significantly drains my computer's resources because right now they don't. This is a smaller company. They don't have very powerful servers. And so a lot of the hosting of the game is actually put on the first player to go into the prospect. So I actually basically end up the host of the server for that prospect if I join first. And he's got a decent computer, but I might have a better one. So I'm going to jump off for now, but I've been on for a little while. I've been on for over an hour, actually. So that's decent. That's plenty decent. So I hope you have a good night. I hope you enjoyed the stream. And, oh, if you're wondering what the flicker is, it's me alt-tabbing. And I will see you again soon.